Hi YouTube, Tim Uckert here. In this video, we're going to find solutions to quadratic equations where a equals 1. Let's take a look at the first problem here. It says find the two solutions to the quadratic equation x squared minus 6x plus 8 equals 0. Now we always have to have one side equal to 0 when we do this. What we're going to do is we're going to find the factors, and then we'll set each of the factors equal to 0 to solve for our two solutions of x. So we're taking this equation right here, and we want to factor it. So if I want to do that, what I want to do is I want to list the factors of 8, and they have to add to negative 6. So we have a positive 8 here and a negative 6 here. That means we have to have negative factors. So we could try negative 1 times negative 8. That does equal positive 8, but that adds to negative 9, which is not the number here we're trying to add to. And if you're wondering how to factor, I do have videos on this channel. I'll leave a card to one right now. All right, so the other thing we can do is we can list out some other negative factors. Like we could do negative 2 times negative 4. That equals positive 8 and adds to negative 6. So this is the pair of factors that we're going to select to write this in factored form. And we're going to write this as x minus 2 times x minus 4 and set that equal to 0. Okay, we can now set each of these factors equal to 0 to solve for the two solutions for this quadratic equation. The reason we can do that is because of the zero product property. So with the zero product property, it sounds all fancy, but basically what it says is, if this is equal to 0, 0 times whatever this is will equal 0. And likewise, if this equals 0, then whatever this is times 0 will equal 0. Okay, that's why we can set each of these equal to 0 and solve. Anything times 0 is 0. All right, so I'm going to say x minus 2 equals 0. To solve for x, we would add 2 here, and we'd have to do that to the other side as well. 2 minus 2 is 0, so we get x equals 2 as one of our solutions. We'll also set x minus 4 equal to 0, so x minus 4 equals 0. We're going to add 4 to both sides. Four minus 4 is 0, and we'll get x equals 4. So our two solutions are x equals 2 and x equals 4. And that's the two places where this parabola crosses the x-axis. Now this parabola opens up. So if we want to do a quick sketch of what we're looking at, let's say this is our y-axis here, and we have our x-axis here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Our function here is going to cross at x equals 2 and x equals 4. All right. And let's see if we want to do this out, go down a bit. We're going to have a vertex at x equals negative 3. So we plug in negative 3 here, we get 9. Let's see. No, sorry, at x equals 3. So we get 9 minus 18, so negative 9. Plus 8, so that's negative 1. So if we really want to do a quick sketch here, we have our vertex here, and we have something like this. The two solutions are where it crosses the x-axis. And, if I drew this very well, it would have gone right through 2 there. But that's a rough sketch of our parabola. Okay? So when it says find the two solutions of the quadratic equation, you're finding the two x-intercepts, the two zeros, the roots, where it crosses the x-axis. Let's try some more of these so you can make sure you get the hang of it. All right? So find the two solutions to the quadratic equation, x squared plus 7x plus 10 equals 0. So we've got one side equal to 0, which is what we need. So we're good to go to just start and factor this. Now we've got a plus here and a plus here, meaning we're only going to list out positive factors of 10. So I can multiply 1 times 10, and also 2 times 5, and that would give me 10. Now the pair of factors that adds up to positive 7 are positive 2 and positive 5. And we can use these two factors to write this in factored form as x plus 2 times x plus 5. And we're going to set that equal to 0 because it does equal 0 here. And now we're going to set each of the individual factors equal to 0 to solve for x. So we're going to say x plus 2 equals 0. And x plus 5 equals 0. Okay. To solve for this one, I'm going to subtract 2 from this side, and then I have to do it to the other side as well. 2 minus 2 is 0. So we get x equals negative 2 as one of my solutions. Here we're going to subtract 5 from this side, and therefore we have to do it to the other side as well. 5 minus 5 is 0. So we get x equals negative 5. So our two solutions here are x equals negative 2 and x equals negative 5. Let's keep going. All right, this next one, we're finding the solution to the quadratic equation x squared minus 9x equals negative 20. Now we have to have one side equal to 0, but this side, it does not equal 0. So we're going to get it to equal 0. And the way we can do that is we can add 20 to both sides. Okay, negative 20 plus 20, that does equal 0. Now we can't combine 20 with negative 9x or x squared, so we're going to write this as x squared minus 9x plus 20. Now we have a plus here and a minus here, so we have to have two negative factors. So we're going to list the negative factors of 20. So we can do negative 1 times 20 times negative 20. That would give us positive 20. But it adds to negative 21. That's not quite right. We could do negative 2 times negative 10. That multiplies to positive 20, but adds to negative 12, so we're still not there. We could also do negative 4 times negative 5, which multiplies to 20 and adds to negative 9. So this is the pair of factors we want. We'll write this in factored form as x minus 4 times x minus 5, and that equals 0. Now we can set each of the individual factors equal to 0 and solve. So we'll say x minus 4 equals 0, and x minus 5 equals 0. We'll add 4 to both sides here. Four minus 4 is 0. So we get x equals 4 as one of our solutions. Here we'll add 5 to both sides. Five minus 5 is 0. So we get x equals 5 as our other solution. So x equals 4 and x equals 5 are our two solutions. Let's try one more. So this next one, find the solution to the quadratic equation x squared minus 6x equals 16. Again, this here is not equal to 0. So we got to make it equal to 0. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract 16 from both sides. So 16 minus 16 does equal 0. And we get x squared minus 6x minus 16 equals 0. Now we have a negative here and a negative here, meaning I have to have a positive and negative factor to multiply to negative 16. Because they add to negative 6, the negative has to be further away from 0 on the number line. So I could try positive 1 times negative 16, but that adds to negative 15. I could try positive 2 times negative 8. And these are the only two factors with a negative, or only two pair of factors with a negative is further away from 0 on the number line. Because if you did 4 and negative 4, those would add to 0. Positive 2 plus negative 8 adds to negative 6. So this is the pair I'm going to select. So I'm going to write my factored form as x plus 2 times x minus 8, and I'm going to set that equal to 0. Now I can set each of my factors equal to 0. So I'll set x plus 2 equal to 0, and x minus 8 equal to 0. I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides here. 2 minus 2 is 0, so we get x equals negative 2 as one of our solutions. I'm going to add 8 here to both sides. Eight minus 8 is 0. So we get x equals 8 as the other solution. So my two solutions are x equals negative 2 and x equals 8. Hopefully you're getting the hang of this, and hopefully this video helped you out. If you know like-minded individuals who would benefit from this video, please feel free to share it with them. And also, please feel free to like and subscribe. Thank you.